What if I told you that a 0.2% difference could cost you six figures in retirement? Not from bad timing, not from a market crash, just from a fee that you are likely paying and don't even know about. And the worst part is most people are paying this fee for worse performance. Today we are talking about expense ratios and how these small, boring fees can absolutely drain your investment portfolio over time. It's one of the most overlooked mistakes in investing, so let's fix that. The way I like to describe an expense ratio is simply the yearly fee that you will be charged to hold an investment, described as a percentage. So for example, let's say you have $100,000 invested. If you are paying a 1% management fee on that, you are going to pay $1,000 every year to hold that investment. You don't get a bill for this. You don't approve the charge. It just automatically disappears from the investment or the ETF or fund that you're holding. And not all of these funds are created equal. ETFs typically have a lower expense ratio compared to some mutual funds. There's also, active ETFs and passive ETFs, and there's actively managed mutual funds, and there's passively managed mutual funds. Like I mentioned, ETFs usually have a cheaper expense ratio compared to mutual funds, and then even between both of them, passive is always going to be cheaper when compared to active funds because there are actually people who are managing that and the costs associated with such. And here are some rough averages just to give you an idea so you don't get ripped off. I'm going to pull these from my phone to make sure I don't get these numbers wrong. For passively managed ETFs, these are usually less than 0.5%. Actively managed ETFs can go up to around 0.7%. Passively managed mutual funds have an average of 0.8%. And then actively managed mutual funds are usually north of 1%. So 1%, 1.5%, sometimes even 2%. These percentages look small, but over decades they can add up fast. And honestly, all the numbers in this list are higher than I would like. And so later in this video, I'm going to give you a couple of my favorite ETFs that have expense ratios that are fractions of this and will save you thousands of dollars over the course of your investing. So if you're shopping for low fee funds, there are a couple of providers that I would recommend you start with. Vanguard is one of those. Charles Schwab, iShares, Fidelity, all these big name companies are known for having some great low fee funds. And low fee does not mean low quality, so just keep that in mind. And I would recommend going and check some of your current investments to make sure that you are not paying a higher fee just to underperform the market. To put the final nail in the coffin, let's take a look at a real world example with some real numbers. I have the example broken down here on my phone. I'm going to read it off to you guys and I'll kind of throw it up on the screen as well too. For this example, we are using VOO, which is S&P 500 ETF, and then SPICX, which is actually a mutual fund that I found from a Reddit post that also tracks the S&P 500. The difference in these two is that VOO has a 0.03% expense ratio, which means you're going to pay 30 cents on every $1,000 you have invested, versus SPICX, which has a 1.27% expense ratio, which means you're going to pay $12.70 on every $1,000 that you have invested. To get into the example a little bit more, the average return on these two for VOO is 15.9% over the last 10 years, and the 10-year average return for SPICX is 14.5%. Now that we have the details on both of those, I want to go ahead and jump into the fee calculator to see the difference of what this is going to cost you for two different types of funds that are tracking the exact same thing. This is the Banker on Wheels calculator. You can go online and check out yourself if you want to try some different numbers. We're going to start with a $100,000 investment. We are going to say that that is all you invest. You put $100,000 in, you leave it, you don't invest anything more, which in reality, you're going to contribute likely monthly to this. So the difference here is actually going to be more than what this likely says. The ETF expected return, I went ahead and just put 11%. According to the returns you talked about earlier, that's higher, but I went ahead and put 11% here just for the purposes of this. The first ETF VOO, like we said, 0.03%, and then the SPICX, 1.27% expense ratio. So getting down into it, how much is this actually going to cost you in retirement? The answer is you're going to lose, as you can see here, over $650,000 investing in the higher fee fund. So that difference in that expense ratio costs you over $500,000 in retirement. Two of the exact same funds doing the exact same thing, and your performance is a mild difference just because of the expense ratio. And just to add on to that, I wanted to go ahead and throw this chart up as well. This chart assumes you have $100,000 invested and kind of gives you an idea, more of a comparison of the different expense ratios and how much they will actually cost you if you're investing. So this assumes an 8% annual return, but you can see the difference there between a 0.03% expense ratio all the way up to a 1.5 and 2% expense ratio. And as you can see, it's still a six-figure difference from those lower expense ratios to those high ratios. At the end of the day, why does this happen? The reason is because most investors just feel like fees are harmless. They're not talked about enough. People just kind of write it off as like, hey, I have to pay some type of fee. That's just the cost to play the game. In reality, yes, you're going to have a fee, but the difference to play the game can be drastic depending on the expense ratio and also how much you are investing. So make sure that you take some time. I would recommend going and looking into your current investments and see what expense ratio you are paying, and then also check the performance, because for most people, if you're in a high expense ratio fund, I'm willing to bet that you are likely also underperforming the S&P 500 just because actively managed high fee funds, if you look at a lot of the studies over the long run, very, very few of them actually even end up being in the market. So in 90% of cases, you actually end up paying more in fees just to underperform the market, which you do not want to do long term. At the end of the day, high fees are a silent investment killer. Take 5 minutes, go look at your investments. It might be the easiest six figures that you ever save or make for yourself. If you found this video helpful, hit the subscribe button down below. I break down all kinds of investing topics just like this based on my personal experience. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one.